My favorite state. My favorite state in America is Florida. I miss Florida when I have to leave it. Right now, I'm in New Jersey visiting my elderly mother because we're going through the coronavirus. But I uprooted and I changed my life a few years back by selling my house with one of the main goals to spend more time in Florida and to possibly one day put down roots in Florida, whether it's to buy a home or maybe not even buy a home, just spend more time, which has kind of been my mindset, because to enjoy an area, you don't necessarily have to buy a home. But in this video, I do want to talk about three of the best or three of my favorite areas in Florida that I would consider purchasing property. The number one best area in Florida, in my opinion, is Juno Beach. Juno Beach / Jupiter, Florida. They're right next to each other. They're located in North Palm Beach County. They have the southeast vibe of Florida, the Caribbean, tropical, light blue ocean, nice beach area, higher end feel without the congestion of South Florida. Anyone who's been to South Florida, you know that, once you get further south, closer to Miami, there's more densely populated areas. Traffic, driving's a little bit more challenging, and people are just a little bit more on top of each other because it's such a glorious place, very visually stimulating, a lot of shops, bars, condo complexes, etc. Now, again, all this is a little bit in flux now with this coronavirus. But the reason I like Juno Beach / Jupiter, Florida is because it's within striking distance of just about anywhere you want to go in Southeast Florida if you wanted to go to a major event, shopping, etc. But it's a little bit more of a relaxed feel, a little bit more of a small coastal town, even though it is somewhat populated, and it's got a nice feel. You pay for it. You pay for it because it is an expensive place to live. It's very tough to find affordable housing. You'll probably be able to find some affordable housing in Jupiter, Florida versus Juno Beach, because Juno Beach is right, on that highway A1A, which is just on the coast, and it doesn't really go much inland. Jupiter, which is the town right next to it, it kind of goes a little bit more inland, and so you can get a little bit more affordable housing. And they both have decent school systems and hospitals if you were looking at that. So there's a lot of benefit in that area. And that would be my number one place that I would recommend as my favorite place in Florida. The number two favorite place would be Stuart, Florida, which is about a half hour or so north of Juno Beach. It's in the Treasure Coast, which has now a little bit more relaxed feel, a little bit older type town, city, older in the demographics, older in the building, more suburb feel. It's in technically still like in the southeast region, but it's like hugging towards the central part of Florida on the coast. But it's a nice area. The Stuart, Jensen Beach, Palm City area has room to spread out, still good diversity, still a lot of amenities with regards to shops and hospitals, but it's definitely just a little bit more spread out and a little bit more relaxed environment than even Juno Beach, and definitely more affordable. Now Port St. Lucie, which is just above those, that's not my favorite, and even that's got congested. That's where the New York Mets have their spring training stadium. It's okay. I like the area in general, but, I would say Stuart, Palm City, Jensen Beach on the coast, best areas there. The third favorite place that I would say in Florida is a little bit north of that, Melbourne Beach, Florida. way more relaxed. Melbourne Beach, Florida, secluded beaches, relaxed environment, not that many shops and bars and restaurants. I mean, plenty, but not like a young town. It's an older demographic. It's more for retirees. It's more of a relaxed or secluded surfer type town. And I'm kind of talking mainly specifically like hugging Highway A1A. There's an intercoastal strip that goes from Vero Beach all the way up to Satellite Beach. And in between that is Melbourne Beach, southern Melbourne Beach, Florida. Very secluded, quiet area. You may get bored because it is, there's not much going on if you were young and you were looking to party and, do all those things. But it should be listed as a good area, okay, in my opinion. Affordable, yes. Now, again, everything is relative when we say affordability, because obviously the closer you get to the beach, the nicer the location. There's nothing they're giving away for free. I don't care where you go in the country, in the world. If it's a nice location and if it's a good area, no one's going to give it away for free because it has better value. And so all the places I list, whether Juno Beach, Stewart, Melbourne Beach, all these areas, and you can give or take a town or so, they're all going to have somewhat of a higher cost of housing because they're in somewhat of nicer areas than most. Now, they all have different flavors and different vibes. Like I said, number one with Juno Beach and Jupiter Beach is you get a taste of the Southeast Caribbean vibe. Now, you may not get the full taste of the diverse culture that Southeast Florida has, because the further you go south, the richer in diversity, and I like that. Stewart, again, is more for a laid-back fisherman type environment, and Melbourne Beach is a little bit more retirement haven, very quiet and relaxed type feel. Now you say, Sam, all these are on the east coast of Florida. That's true. I've been to the West Coast. My favorite areas on the West Coast, even though they didn't make my top three, are Naples and Marcos Island. The West Coast I tend not to like only because the Gulf of Mexico does not have the same feel as the Atlantic Ocean. Florida is surrounded by ocean, but the west side of Florida is hugging the Gulf of Mexico, which there's not a strong current, there's not a strong wind. Even though the beaches, the sand may look nice, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, is that I don't like the vibe. And it's not Southeast Florida. It has a Caribbean vibe. There's a great diversity. West coast of Florida, a little bit less of that. And even the further you get north in Florida, like you go to Melbourne Beach and stuff, it's less of a tropical vibe. So Florida is a beautiful state. And no matter where you choose, I think it has pros and cons. But like any state, like anywhere in the country, there's good and bad areas. And there's pros and cons. There's not just pros. But for me, I think about Florida almost every day. Even today, I'm in New Jersey and it's going to be 75 degrees, sunny, nice spring day. And I still think about Florida. For me, there's just something special in my soul. The way the palm trees sway, the beaches, the environment. And again, the further south you go in Florida, the better the palm trees, the more Caribbean. But these are just my thoughts. Hopefully they help you. I just want to share them with you. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage myself. Sometimes when I'm down, I think about Florida. I like Florida. And I'm just trying to live my best life, guys. I hope you're out there trying to do the best you can. If you appreciate this video, I appreciate if you click the thumbs up. Also, considering supporting the channel by hitting the blue join button, becoming a member. You'll get unlimited access to some of my member-only chats. You'll get a custom badge next to your name every time you comment. And you'll get custom emojis. Thank you for all my members. I appreciate you. I'll also check out my Florida playlist. I did a playlist on my YouTube channel. Has videos from Florida, showing you the different areas, showing you different scenarios that may help you on your journey to go there. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Peace and love.